our frontline partners, the federations, and I can see a very impressive constellation of leadership of our various federations. I want to acknowledge the National Olympics Committee of Kenya, led by this legend in his own right, Dr. Paul Targat. I want to acknowledge the Athletics Kenya, led by General Jackson Tuwei, and all the other federations. And thank you for all of you joining us here today. Today, Your Excellency, is the first day of September. In another 12 days, we'll be marking year 1 of your reign in office. And for us, Your Excellency, that you've handed the privilege to manage this space of sports, the arts, and youth, we are happy today to share with you the work that is going on in this sector. And I particularly want to assure you, Your Excellency, that we are working extremely well with all our partners, including the National Assembly that plays the oversight role on this ministry. And I want to acknowledge in a very special way all the members of Parliament that have joined us here, led by the chairman of the committee responsible for oversighting this ministry, the Honorable Dan Wanyama. Asante sana Mwenyekiti, together with your members and your colleague members of Parliament that have joined us here. Your Excellency, today you are performing 2 tasks. Besides unveiling this building, you are also honoring our athletes who have, in recent times, continued the incredible Kenyan heritage, the incredible Kenyan tradition of flying the flag of this amazing country truly high. And allow me, therefore, because this is a ceremony which really is in honor of you great people, to recognize the following 4 teams, Your Excellency, that you will also be rewarding today. I want in a special way to recognize the team that represented Kenya at the Youth Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago. I also want to recognize the team that represented Kenya at the Africa Beach Games in Tunisia. We also recognize in a very special way the great, irrepressible, amazing Malkia strikers. Our amazing national volleyball team that just won the African Championship and thereby qualified for a direct ticket to the 2024 Paris Olympics. Thank you, great ladies, and thank you, your partners, the partners who are supporting us as we support this team. And I want to recognize Mozartbet, Sasa, Mheshimiwa, Sirma, together with your team that is supporting the Malkia Strikers. Asanteni sana. And finally, Your Excellency, today you'll also be honoring the team that represented Kenya at the World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary. May you rise, please, Faith, together with your colleagues, this amazing team that led Kenya to win 1st position in Africa and 5th position in the world. Hongera sana. Your Excellency, in our midst, we also have 1 young man that we have invited here to represent the incredible program which you launched at State House, the Talanta Hela initiative. And at the heart of Talanta Hela is the identification, nurturing, and monetization of talents. Here today is a young man, Your Excellency, who first met you when he was about 12 years old. Today, he is the most valuable football player from our Kenya secondary school ball games and has just won a scholarship to study and progress his football in Spain. May I present to you Aldrin Kibet. Aldrin, nataka ukuje mbele tafadhali, uweze kumsalimia Mheshimiwa Rais. Please come with your parents, Aldrin. I know you are here with your mom and your dad. Come forward. And Your Excellency, Aldrin has a photo he took with you as a little boy, which he seeks to present to you. Those are Aldrin's parents. And that is you and Aldrin at the age of 12. Your Excellency, the media requests for you to take a photo with Aldrin facing the other side. Your Excellency, with your permission. The parents can join you. Thank you, Aldrin. Pongezi sana. Let's give it up to Aldrin. Your Excellency, Aldrin Kibet, and another young man, Alvin Kasavuli, and Moses Wanjala are all heading to a top Spanish football academy. And this really is the new crop of the future of Kenyan football. And the three of them led 2,000 young Kenyans from our school ecosystem to the first ever National Sports Talent Academy camp that we hosted here in Nairobi. Young people that we selected during the National School Ball Games. Your Excellency, the building you have unveiled here today, appropriately named Talanta Plaza, is a symbol and a testament of the incredible work that your government has done in a brief, less than 12 months in office. When we came to office, Your Excellency, we found an abandoned building, an abandoned construction site, and in less than 1 year, Your Excellency, you can see the results of the work of your government. This building is now going to be the home of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts and Sports. It is a significant milestone for this ministry, Your Excellency, because this ministry has been scattered all over the place. The ministry is at the library, the ministry is at Kencom House, the ministry is at Bruce House, the ministry is at NSSF House, the ministry is all over and everywhere, which has made it very difficult to coherently coordinate activities of this ministry. Now the ministry can have one roof, which will make it easy to synergize our work and our service delivery. Your Excellency, when we came to office, we also inherited a sporting and creative scene that was in absolute chaos. We inherited football that was under suspension by the World Football Federation, FIFA. And Your Excellency, with your guidance, we moved with haste to engage the FIFA President Gianni Infantino, and today Kenya is back in the international footballing field. Not only are we back, and our teams are now participating in international football. Kakamega Homeboys has just participated in the CAF Confederation Cup. Harambee Stars is already engaging in international activities and is already pulled to play in the next World Cup qualifiers, but we have also put in a bid to host the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027. That is how back we are. Your Excellency, we also inherited a scene where Kenya was a very real threat of being banned by World Athletics for doping. And doping had indeed become a crisis. Again, Your Excellency, with your guidance, we engaged World Athletics. We hosted the president of World Athletics, Lord Sebastian Coe, here in Nairobi. We agreed on an all-out war against doping. Kenya was spared the ban. And most importantly, we now have a concise, coherent, multi-agency, brutal war against doping, fully funded by government at 700 million shillings a year for the next 5 years. And we are working together with World Athletics in that regard. We inherited a scene, Your Excellency, where infrastructure development was a mess. And indeed, Your Excellency, all stadia in Kenya had actually been banned by CAF and FIFA. We have moved with haste again to develop a master plan for development of infrastructure. And it's because of that master plan that we have been able to do emergency interventions. Today, Nyayo's National Stadium has been readmitted by CAF and can now host international games. And we are now accelerating that whole ecosystem in preparedness for AFCON 2027 and other sporting activities. We also inherited a scene, Excellency, where talents, especially from the schooling ecosystem, went to West. You had the drama festival, the music festival, the school ball games where we have discovered Aldrin Bet, but you never know where those talents went after school. We have now created a pipeline and a conveyor belt where all these talents are now flowing to the Kenya Academy of Sports at Kasarani, Your Excellency. And we are now able to pick up talents like Aldrin and progress them to the next level where they can be useful to themselves and to the country, in sync with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Your Excellency, you inherited a scene where the creatives, musicians, film, fashion, theater, pageantry, literary arts, fine art was not consolidated in any form. They were scattered all over the place. Now we have consolidated all these together. Now we have an arrangement where we are even providing cash incentives. For the first time this year, winners of the Kenya Theatre Awards were able to receive cash rewards from government. Winners of film awards, the Kalasha Awards, received cash awards from government. And that whole space is now consolidated, and we prepare the creative economy bill that will, in a very deliberate, intentional, and structured manner, transform the creatives into a whole industry, helping to power our economic transformation. Finally, Your Excellency, we inherited a scene where our sportsmen and women, our creatives, were never really honored as they deserve. Your Excellency, until last month, we had athletes who had represented this country, won medals 10 years ago, and had never been rewarded. We moved with haste, Your Excellency, to do number one, revise the whole cash reward scheme. And now we have a whole new scheme, Your Excellency. It is under that scheme that you yourself received our incredible talent, Faith Kipyegon, at State House. And you are able to award her and reward her for breaking world records in the space of 14 days. And the 5 million shillings for breaking the world record, and a house, which Faith can confirm is a real house in her real name, and that she's in possession of the house, is part of the revised scheme, Your Excellency. But we also made sure, Your Excellency, that we cleared and settled all outstanding dues to our athletes going back over 10 years. We hosted the Hongera Awards, where we cleared all those dues, and also did something else that had never been done. We honored our legends, going back all the way to the 60s. And so when you see Ross Tatamuya, Tegla Ruth there, and Joe Kamau there, and Catherine Dareba, when you see them beaming, we were able to honor them with mementos and cash awards, just to say, hongera na shukran for your great service to this country. And so I can report to you, Your Excellency, without a shadow of doubt, no equivocation, no ambiguity, no circumlocution, that this team that you have given the responsibility to manage this space for you is delivering exactly in the manner you have instructed us to deliver. And we assure you, Your Excellency, that we'll continue to do this. We'll continue to put the athlete first. In this ecosystem, our mantra is that the sportsman, the sportswoman is queen, is king. The sportsman, the sportswoman is the goose that lays the golden egg. And that is where the emphasis of our attention is. We know that we will perform a lot better as we move forward, as we consolidate this space even more. And I am so happy to report today, you athletes, you great people, your fan number one, your supporter number one, who makes sure that we do all these things, is His Excellency William Samoei Arap Ruto. Your Excellency, I now want to invite you to address it, but before we do that, allow me to recognize another incredible feat, achievement that our country was honored with a couple of weeks ago, when the President of Athletics Kenya was also elected as Vice President of World Athletics. And Your Excellency, the ministry wishes to recognize General for not just being a general in real terms, but also being a leader whose credentials continue to guide our athletics here, but he has now taken this leadership to the international level. General, allow me, with respect, to present to you these symbols of honor from the ministry to congratulate you formally for your election as Vice President of World Athletics. Actually, General, boss atakusote tu hapo chini. Mimi nitaleta the paraphernalia and then the boss will sort you. Makofi to the General once again. And Your Excellency, as I invite you, allow me just to conclude by really celebrating the partners we work with. We work very closely with myriad foreign missions, embassies. And I want to thank the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, a good friend of this ministry and of government. The other day, he brought his minister, my counterpart. We signed an agreement between Kenya and China to develop film together. Asante sana Balozi. I also want to recognize our partners from France. We have another MOU with the French embassy. And again, we are progressing that MOU. We have another embassy with Cuba. We have an MOU with Trinidad and Tobago. We have a co-production agreement with the Republic of South Africa. All these are countries we are working with closely to develop this sector. And finally, our corporate partners, KCB, Sifao Motors, Toyota Kenya, all of you tunasema shukran na tutaendelea kufanya kazi pamoja. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my honor and privilege to ask us to rise and welcome His Excellency the President to address us. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Rais.
Thank you very much, Waziri Ababu. Please, let's take our seats. Let me also take this opportunity in a very special way to congratulate our President of the Athletics Kenya and now Vice President of World Athletics, General Tuwe. Tafadhali tumpigie makofi tena. Congratulations. That's really quite something. Let me also take this opportunity again in a very special way to recognize the various teams that have participated in different places representing our country. Congratulations, the teams. And it is my pleasure this afternoon to be part of this grand occasion of commissioning of Talanta House, the new home of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Arts and Sports. This project reflects our commitment to sports, youth and arts, and is now the nerve center of the Talanta Hela initiative, our flagship program to monetize talent in our country. It is the new home of the advancement of sports, the growth of arts, and the empowerment of our young people across all talents. This is the new home of sports promotion, football, volleyball, swimming, golf, motorsport, tennis, cycling, shooting, archery, and cricket, among many. This building brings together all ministry staff under one roof. This will promote collaboration, build synergy, and facilitate a constant exchange of ideas and knowledge across the ministry. I now want to ask that we accelerate the process of moving all the departments from all over the place to this building. And with that, I hope we can build on the already successful work that the ministry is doing. And I hope it will reflect in due course in the achievements that we will have, not just as an administration, but as a nation. With all the staff in close proximity, we can harness their collective expertise, break down silos, and foster a culture of cross-disciplinary collaboration and bring much more understanding to the space that you are charged with. The Talanta Hala initiative is a true bottom-up program focused on empowerment, the creation of opportunities, and the transformation of sports, youth affairs, and arts into a viable vehicle for transforming our country and expanding opportunities for our young people. Investing in the monetization of talent will bolster entrepreneurship, innovation, and economic growth through the conversion of passions into livelihoods, creating an empowered and a self-reliant generation and people. Through Talanta Hela, we encourage our young people to dream big and pursue their artistic and sporting goals with unwavering determination and renewed urgency. The government is committed to providing the infrastructure that will return international football to Kenya in a very significant and intentional way. We are prioritizing the completion and upgrading of stalled old facilities in optimal utility areas and high potential talent zones. I know we're all aware of the debate in Kenya about the stadium and the stadia. Many people all the time reminded me about the stadia. and how they were not complete. We now have the opportunity to prove the metal that we are made of by making sure that we complete all the stadia. That is why I asked CS Sababu to have a master plan on not just completing what we have, but also making sure that we expand opportunities to other areas. And not just that, making sure that all the stadia that we built meet international standards and can be accredited for any international sport. We are at this moment upgrading the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, Nyayo National Stadium, and the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret. These works will boost our bid to co-host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations with Tanzania and Uganda. The ministry is also charged with the crucial mandate of youth development as indicated in the Executive Order Number 1 of 9th January 2023. This morning, a few hours ago, I signed into law the Climate Summit and the Climate Council, and that mainstreams the participation of youth in the challenge of climate change. And I expect the ministry responsible for youth to give us the young people who will drive the opportunities that exist even as we tackle the challenge of climate change. Today, 30% of Kenya's population is between the age of 18 and 35. We must invest in these young people to bring the best out of them so that their dynamism, capacity for innovation and talent can contribute to the transformation of our nation and can open up many opportunities for them to participate in the development of our country. We are committed to investing in and developing the talent and innovativeness of our youth as we consider them integral to the creative economy pillar of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda and essential to the entire plan, not just about the young people. The creative industry can significantly add value to Kenya's exports, such as fashion, leather products, craft industries, among others. And just so that you know that we are looking into that space, if you interrogate the incentives and the interventions that we are provided in our Finance Act that now we are implementing, there is a whole space around leather and the leather industry and making sure that we use the resources that are available to us. Kenya being the country that has the third largest herd of livestock, that leather becomes part and parcel of our exports in finished product form. And our young people are invited to opportunities in that space, and I hope the ministry will work with the other departments of government to make sure that these opportunities are not lost. Further, we will mainstream the creative economy into Brand Kenya and our commercial diplomacy, including appointing accomplished Kenyan artists and creative sector personalities as cultural ambassadors. I am looking forward to working with all the stakeholders in this space, all the professionals in that sector, to identify the people who will drive the commercialization of the assets that we have, including creatives, including culture, and the whole of that ecosystem. I also believe that our tourism product need to be enriched much more by our cultural heritage. And I have told the peers responsible for that space to work with all the other stakeholders so that culture, especially the fact that Kenya is the home of humanity, becomes part and parcel of what we showcase as a country. To promote the concept of innovation and startups, the Presidential Innovative Challenge is scheduled to kick off this month and will culminate in the Commonwealth Innovation Week, where we will award the best innovations and top startups as part of the Kenya at 60 celebrations later this year. On the 12th of August 2023, the ministry led the observance of International Youth Day under the theme Green Skills for Youth Towards a Sustainable World. I applaud the focus on sustainability and encourage the ministry to bring more young people into climate action and environmental protection. I have just come from a youth summit and I was thrilled, encouraged, and I was actually wonderfully, in a very informed way, challenged by what the young people of Kenya, the passion, the commitment, the creativity and innovation around what they are doing to deal with the challenge of climate change, but to also, on the flip side, explore the opportunities that come with the solutions that are proposed for climate change. And let me encourage you as a youth ministry to continue to work with all the other stakeholders in all the other spaces so that we can leverage on every opportunity available to build our capacities that benefit the young people of Kenya. We have recruited, for example, a 4,000-strong Green Army on contract to support our national tree planting program and ecosystem restoration program. We intend to scale this up towards 50,000 as we roll out fully our tree planting exercise and ecosystem restoration initiatives. In order to address the resource constraints facing observation of the International Youth Day and its build-up activities, I direct the Ministry of Finance, other Treasury, to create a budgetary vote item that will be ring-fenced for the provision of funds for the National Youth Week build-up activities and the observance of the International Youth Day every year starting from financial year 24-25. I encourage young people to consider venturing into the emerging blue, green, and orange economies. To enable them to take advantage of these sectors, I urge the various affirmative action funds, the Hustler Fund, Youth Enterprise Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, Uwezo Fund, and the National Government Affirmative Action Fund to develop tailor-made facilities targeting youth in blue, green, and orange economy spaces. This will help in the alleviation of key challenges that face youth in the country, including high level of inactivity, unemployment, or underemployment, early and unintended pregnancies, crime, alcoholism, drug abuse, and substance abuse, among others. That whole space where there is huge challenges facing our young people, we can flip it and turn it into bigger opportunities for them if we tailor-made some of the interventions in the various funds that we have, in the various government initiatives, to be able to create opportunities for young people. And that is why we are deliberate, we are intentional about a plan to create jobs in Kenya. It's the reason why the housing fund is there. It is the reason why we are looking at digital jobs, why we are expanding our fiber optic optic footprint in Kenya, to explore e-commerce, to make more young people get into the space around digital jobs. And all this must be intentional, must be focused, must be thought through so that they benefit the young people that we all intend to support. We cannot leave the youth of this country behind in any project, in any program, or in any sector. It is the responsibility of this ministry to ensure their full participation in every aspect of national development, in every space that's available, in the activities, interventions, programs of every ministry, because youth is the biggest talent that we have, is the biggest asset that we have. I am aware of various policy, legal, and regulatory frameworks under development by the ministry, including the Kenya Youth Development Bill 2023, review of the National Youth Council Act number 10 of 2009, and the Creative Economy Bill, among others. This will ensure that key provisions touching on youth in the Constitution, the Vision 2030 Blueprint, and the Kenya Kwanza Plan are not just realized, but we work towards front-loading and making sure that the interventions are clear, the interventions are available, and the young people are made to participate in a meaningful way. I want to encourage all of us to continue this pace. When I did ask the Ministry of Sports to change the framework, because as we are all aware, the youth, the arts and the Sports and Art Fund had been made to cater for many other things, including provision of other services, provision of health, and many other spaces. And it was too thinly spread across many sectors. I did instruct that we bring back the Sports and Arts Fund and make our sportsmen and women the focus and the center of the Sports and Arts Fund. I am very confident that with that focus, eliminating too much spread across different areas will make it possible for us to make real impact in scaling up the sector that has kept Kenya and the Kenyan flag flying high in many capitals, in many parts of the globe. And again, it is very heartwarming to congratulate our Malaika team. Tuwapigie makofi jameni. Simameni tuwapigie makofi hawa wangwana. Congratulations, our Malaika team, for your exceptional participation and achievement. You have our support 100% as you represent us and our region and our continent in the Olympics. Once upon a time, I was a volleyballer. So I really take a lot of pride that volleyball is getting to the Olympics and to the world stage. Pongezi, congratulations. Let me also congratulate the Golden Ladies, Mary Mora here and Faith Kipyegon. Wapige makofi yao warembo jameni. Congratulations, Mary. Congratulations ×2, Faith. You ladies are a great asset for our country. You are the reason why Kenya is the best in Africa. And you are the reason why Kenya is number 5, together with your team. And all the others, our medalists from Budapest, can they stand up? Wasimame jameni. Tuwapige makofi. Congratulations, good people. You have done us very proud. And you have our goodwill and support. Congratulations again, and we will stand by you going into the future. Asanteni sana. Every time when our national anthem was played, we felt that we were global leaders in every aspect. And it wasn't me, it wasn't Ababu or any one of us who made that happen. It is you. So you guys are great, and you have our goodwill and support. Pongezi, 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 pongezi sana. And it is the reason why we must keep our focus on our sportsmen and women. They are the reason why Kenya is flying high, and they are the reason why this ministry exists, to deal with our young people and to deal with our sportsmen and women, the arts, and all the other disciplines that make us the nation that we are. So, asanteni sana. It is now my pleasure to declare Talanta Plaza officially commissioned as the headquarters of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, the Arts, and Sports. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Itaomba tuketi sote na nimuombe Mheshimiwa Rais kwa heshima aweze kutulia kwenye jukwaa. May we take our seats kindly. Captains, we come forward now with our teams. Captains, with our teams. Niombe sasa ni Pauline.
We have the four groups which I mentioned. We are going to do it. Malkia Strikers, just hold a moment. Malkia Strikers, wangoje kidogo. We are going to do it in a systematic way. We are going to start with our team to the beach games in Tunisia. And I will ask President of National Olympics Committee, Dr. Paul Targat, together with the Secretary General, to quickly come here and lead the team from the beach games in Tunisia. And we are rewarding our beach handball team that won a silver medal with 1.5 million Kenya shillings. We are rewarding Mark Omumasaba, who won silver medal with 500,000 shillings. We are rewarding our basketball team that won silver with a total of 600,000 shillings. We are rewarding Faith Urasa and Shufarua Changawa with 200,000 shillings for bronze medal in beach tennis. We are rewarding Mathayo Mabahila, bronze medal, 300,000 shillings in wrestling. We are rewarding Lawrence Karanja, who was the coach of the tennis team. We are not leaving you behind. So Coach Lawrence, please come forward. Coach Lina Suashoka of beach wrestling, please come forward. And Felix Ochido, the technical official. All rewards to this team amount to 3.28 million Kenya shillings. Let us have the check for the beach games quickly. The dummy check is consolidated and will be presented to the captain of the team. Captain is right by your side, Your Excellency. Aya, hongera sana. Next, we will reward our team that participated in the Youth Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago, our youth team. This team won 5 gold medals. Let us give it out to them. 5 gold medals. Kipkurui Josephat Sang, 350,000 shillings. Kipkurui won 2 gold medals, so he received 700,000 shillings twice. Coach Kelvin Kimtai won gold medal in 800 meters, 350,000 shillings. Nancy Cherop won gold in 3,000 meter steeplechase, 350,000. Nancy won another gold medal in 1,500 meter women. She wins another 350,000, that is 700,000 shillings. Alamisi Andrew Kipto, silver in 3,000 meter men, 250,000. Chekemoi Janet Chepkoech,
silver in 1500, 250,000. Mwanga Maundu Titus, silver, 250,000. Ruto Daisy Chepngeich also won 800 meter, 225,000 shillings. Those are finalists. We are rewarding even finalists. Ruto Daisy, Eliud Wambua, and Michael Omondi. Please come forward, all of you that I have mentioned. Together, come here. You will receive a check for 3 million Kenya shillings consolidated for this team. And Your Excellency, this is a youth team, and we believe that really the future belongs in this youth team. Hongera kwenu. May I now ask our team, our Malkia Strikers, the team that has just won the Africa Volleyball Women Championships, and I want to ask the 14 players who won gold, receiving 2.8 million Kenya shillings to the 14-member team and 1.5 million shillings to the team officials. May I ask you, Sasa, together with Mheshimiwa Musa Sirma, to join the Malkia Strikers as they receive their check for 4,450,000 shillings to recognize their sterling performance. Musa, please come up. And Your Excellency, Mheshimiwa Dan Wanyama, the coach. The coach is coming. Coach Bitok is here. Coach, please join the team. Mheshimiwa Dan Wanyama is a brilliant volleyball player in his own right. So he's a legend of this game. Yes, and that is the coach. Yes. Hongera sana. Asante sana. As our team exits, I'll now ask our team Your Excellency, now let me present our team from the World Athletics Championships to Budapest, Hungary. This team won us 3 gold medals, 3 silver medals, and 4 bronze medals, and we reward them with a total of 21,600,000 shillings. We have Faith Kipyegon, who won 2 gold medals, receives 4 million Kenya shillings. Mary Morao receives 2 million Kenya shillings. Emmanuel Wanyonyi, Beatrice Chepkoech, Daniel Simiyu. For silver medals, they win 1.5 million Kenya shillings each. Faith Cherotich, Beatrice Chebet, Jacob Krop, Abraham Kibiwot receive 1 million Kenya shillings each for their bronze medals. All the finalists receive 50,000 Kenya shillings each. All team officials, head of delegation, you should also join this team for a photograph with His Excellency the President. Please join here because you also have your cash reward, all totaling 21,600,000 Kenya shillings. And Your Excellency, let me, in a very special way, congratulate our two incredible girls, Faith Kipyegon and the Kisii Express, Mary Mora. And Your Excellency, in a very special way also, recognize the young Faith Cherotich, the youngest member of this team. Faith, where are you? Faith Cherotich. Faith is not here. Okay. Okay. Ngojeni 1 minute mpokee check tafadhali. Ngojeni, the 10 athletes can wait to receive the check very, very quickly. Mary Mora, Faith, you can take a special photo with His Excellency the President. These are our golden girls. Chairman, you can just step down so that our golden girls can have their moment with His Excellency the President. Let us give a round of applause to these amazing ladies. And Your Excellency, let me also announce here, now that we have a very loaded message for the youth, that we are also set to host the Youth Connect Africa Summit in December, where we'll be advancing further the agenda of young people in this country. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Nitaomba sote sasa tusimame.